Hey everybody, this is Sage Valentine, and this is my POV on the season finale of the 100, Orange is the New Black, Halt and Catch Fire, Hemlock Grove, and some other goodies that I hope you guys definitely check out this summer. I figured I would do this POV because I haven't done one in a while. In fact, I haven't done a POV or a recorded one that had anything to do with anything besides Survivor, which I will be doing one also for Big Brother, which is going to be a 2-hour season premiere on June 25th. I believe I got it right, and 26th. So it's like 1 hour one day, 1 hour another day. Okay. My theory for the finale of the 100. The 100 ended up smack dab in the middle of somebody's human behavior experiment. I don't believe that area is real. I could be on left field, probably, but I'm just saying I believe that they were in a controlled environment, and these different obstacles that they encountered, including the groundlings, the reapers, disease, all those different traps that were set up, everything was all calculated. And I do believe that someone on the ground knew that eventually those who lived in the ark were going to have to return to the planet someday and plan this bad boy out for a very long time, probably pass this down through generations, but somebody knew. Also, I was kind of skeptical in the beginning because when I watched the pilot, I watched it at New York Comic Con. As I said, with the Tomorrow People and Almost Human, I watched all these things all together. And we even saw the commercials for Believe, and I think we might have seen Crisis too. Different things they showed us, but with the 100, it made me think about it. So when I watched it again, I said to myself, now, if there was a nuclear war, right? You can't bomb every spot on the planet. Life, like they say with nature, because I was reading something on Tumblr, nature has a way of adapting itself to anything. So I'm thinking that human beings found shelter somewhere else away from the bombings. Like, say, for instance, it was Russia to United States to Japan. Maybe humans were able to go live in the tropical climate. I don't know. I'm just saying, for me, this is what I'm thinking. And that's how they survived. Also, we have to take into account the fact that the 100 did not truly survey that entire area. I think for the most part, they made it maybe a mile or two away. And they ended up almost in groundlings land. And I remember that Finn and Clark were walking their merry way somewhere and found that bunker where Clark and Finn basically, I guess Clark lost her virginity to Finn, the whole 9 yards, but that's what they stumbled upon. They never came in contact with anything, and that made me question, like, if this place is supposed to be truly, truly empty, how did they just so happen that they fell upon this little underground bunker? See, I'm questioning. With every show, I question everything completely, but that's my theory on the show, and I do believe next season we are going to meet said scientists, government, whatever became of humanity that's left on the planet. We're going to meet them, and very soon, and probably, hopefully, the show returns in September and they don't make us wait to October, because I am so antsy after watching last night. Oh my God, it felt so good to live tweet with everybody, because usually I just sit down and I'll watch it on the CW app, because during the fall and spring into summer TV schedule, I usually am watching I'm either taping a review of Survivor or I'm sitting there watching Criminal Minds. So that's just my take on the 100. If you guys think of anything else with the 100, definitely let me know. Now, Orange is the New Black. If you have not watched Orange is the New Black, you are definitely missing out. Some people think that the show is like full of, like, it comes across as a show. It's going to be this typical, jailhouse show. It's the female Oz, all the characters of color are a certain way. No, you are so far-fetched. Definitely, if you can, get your free month trial of Netflix and watch this show, because the show is awesome. The storyline is awesome, but then I expect that from Genji Kohan, the same lady who wrote Weeds and kept me engrossed in Weeds. I have all 7, 8 seasons of that show, and I love that show, and I was sad when it ended. I know a lot of people were all like iffy about the seasons, like this season sucked or this season sucked. No, it was really good. If you haven't watched that, definitely watch it. But with Orange is the New Black, once you watch that first episode, second episode, you're going to sit there and watch it the whole time. I watched it the first time back in March because I just got, February, because that's when I was watching House of Cards. And I just sat down and I watched it. I didn't know what to think about it. It's funny. It's gritty. They don't cover up anything in the jails. You get your laughs. You get your drama. You get your truth. You get everything. It's worth it. And my favorite character on the show is and always will be Tasty. I do appreciate Black Cindy. I love Red. I love Pusey. I love Crazy Eyes, but Tasty is everything to me. I don't know what it is about Danielle Harris, but hopefully I'm getting her last name correctly. If I'm not, let me know. Even Sophia, she's epic, and I think it's pretty cool that they included someone who is transgender, and they truly show, like, because there are people who are women but were previously men that are in the women's prison, because once they change their sexuality or change their physical appearance, especially if you get where I'm going, they can't fit in a men's jail, so they put them in the women's jail, and I thought that was really awesome. So if you haven't watched Orange is the New Black, definitely watch it. I know that season 2 just popped up last week. I watched that thing. I started at 2 o'clock, watched like 2 episodes, fell asleep, got up, watched a little bit, left the house, came back. I finished it by Sunday at 2 a.m. I finished it. I was so happy. It was so epic. I'm loving this. This is just great. No, in fact, Saturday at 2 a.m. Why am I saying Sunday? I finished it Saturday, just like House of Cards. House of Cards, though, I was up to like 6 in the morning, fell asleep. That was Valentine's Day, went out, came back, the whole 9 yards. So if you haven't watched Orange is the New Black, check Orange is the New Black. Hemlock Grove. Hemlock Grove is another show coming. It's airing either July 6th or July 16th. You have to check your local listings. I know there's a 6 in there, so it's probably the 16th. That's a show about 2 teenage boys who become close friends. And there's just weird stuff happening in the town, and like these women are all getting like slaughtered and killed, and they think it's one of the boys who can change himself into a werewolf. Like, he is Romani, so he, like the traveling Romani, and they think that it's him. They think he's doing it, and there's a twist in season 1. I'm not going to tell you what it is. There's in fact 2 twists in season 1, but it changes the way that you look at the show a lot, because I was assuming one thing, and that ending definitely showed me something else. So I'm not going to spoil it for you guys. Definitely, like I said, check out Hemlock Grove before it airs, before the 2nd season pops up on Netflix. Okay, then there's Halt and Catch Fire. If you haven't watched Halt and Catch Fire, get on it. It's a good show. I was born in the 80s. Around the time when this is supposed to be popular, I was a baby. So I believe this is like it's like in the early 80s. I was little during that time. So it's about a guy named Joe McMillan. He basically comes and he pops up into this company called Caldwell, something with a C. And anywho, he has this idea to make this computer, and he recruits this that will, like, the computer's supposed to rival IBM. And he recruits this dude, Gordon, and Gordon had this revolutionary idea for a computer, but people weren't ready for it, and it failed, and his wife is still upset about it. She's even upset as he tells her, listen, I'm going to join this idea, I'm going to get on this bandwagon that Joe is trying to, you know, bring off the ground. Then there's a girl named Cameron who is a part of that age in the 80s. For those of you who are not around in the 80s, androgyny. Androgyny was when, like, at a time in fashion when men resembled women and women resembled men. You couldn't tell who was who, but that was the gender fluidity. That was the whole thing about the 80s. If they say the 60s and 70s were the sexual revolution, the 80s were the years of androgyny. Like I said, I was little. I remember hearing stuff. I don't remember any of this. But anyway, I kind of asked my mom about this too. But Halt and Catch Fire is really, really good. Cameron is somewhere caught between Abby from NCIS and Garcia from Criminal Minds. If you're not familiar with those shows, look them up. She's the early version of them. She's punk. She's a little rough around the edges. The first episode, she basically has sex with Joe McMillan and looks at it like it's nothing, which it's not a bad thing, but during that time, like I said, it was a different time. People do a lot of stuff nowadays, a lot of things that some people would frown upon, but it was a different time, and it was the aftermath of the sexual revolution. If you don't know what that is, definitely look it up. They're on their second episode, so this week should be airing their third episode. So if they have any type of what's the word? Because I'm having like a brain fart right now. If they have any type of marathon, definitely get on it, jump on it. You will not be disappointed when you watch, because it's good. And you'll recognize one of the men, though. That's the head of that company with the C, Cardiff, Caldwell, something. Somewhere between it. Toby Huss. Toby Huss used to be on, I believe they said he was